2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a 5 minute till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 5 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 5 minutes till showtime song. If we started all the action at the top of the show, there'd be buffering, loading, and spinning. So we play a little countdown to let you know that the real fun will soon be beginning. It's a 5 minute till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 5 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 5 minutes till showtime song. A countdown gives you time to prepare and builds up some anticipation. So get your snacks, grab a drink, and settle in your chair. It's nearly time to share our fun creation. It's a 4 minutes till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 4 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 4 minutes till showtime song. If we started all the action at the top of the show, there'd be buffering, loading, and spinning. So we play a little countdown to let you know that the real fun will soon be beginning. It's a 4 minutes till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 4 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 4 minutes till showtime song. A countdown gives you time to prepare and builds up some anticipation. So get your snacks, grab a drink, settle in your chair. It's nearly time to share a fun creation. It's a 3 minute till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 3 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 3 minutes till showtime song. If we started all the action at the top of the show, there'd be buffering, loading, and spinning. So we play a little countdown to let you know that the real fun will soon be beginning. It's a 3 minute till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 3 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 3 minutes till showtime song. A countdown gives you time to prepare and builds up some anticipation. So get your snacks and grab a drink and settle in your chair. It's nearly time to share a fun creation. It's a 2 minutes till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 2 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 2 minutes till showtime song. If we started all the action at the top of the show, there'd be buffering, loading, and spinning. So we play a little countdown to let you know that the real fun will soon be beginning. It's 2 minutes till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 2 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 2 minutes till showtime song. A countdown gives you time to prepare and builds up some anticipation. So get your snacks and grab a drink and settle in your chair. It's nearly time to share a fun creation. It's a 1 minute till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 1 minute long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's a 1 minute till showtime song. If we started all the action at the top of the show, there'd be buffering, loading, and spinning. So we play a little countdown to let you know that the real fun will soon be beginning. It's the 1 minute till showtime song. It's a cute little tune that's 1 minute long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's the 1 minute till showtime song. A countdown gives you time to prepare and builds up some anticipation. So get your snacks and grab a drink and settle in your chair. It's nearly time to share a fun creation. That was 5 minutes till showtime song, and now it's time to start the show.
That's it. Time to start the show. Yeah, the song's done. Why are you looking at us like that? Oh, that was only 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Yikes.
Oh, no.
I guess we could ask people to sing the chorus with us again.
Yeah, vamp, stretch it out.
That was the 5 minutes till showtime song. A cute little tune that's 5 minutes long. If you sing it real loud, you can't sing it wrong. It's the 5 minutes till showtime song. Ba da 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 da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Wee! Woo! Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Hey, welcome to Talkin Funny. It's the funny, silly talk show that hates sound effects. My name is international hilarious comedian Sasha, here as always with my delightful sidekick, the Noob. Only, of course, the Noob, he does not talk because when he was a little kid, he watched his father kill his mother. Of course, there's some exposition and backstory we're just going to skip over tonight. But, buddy, big ups to you. Nice to see you. We already have some lovely comments coming in this week. We have Ramona saying, talking funny on this beautiful summer night in Chicago. It is incredible. Noob, how's it in Chattanooga tonight, buddy? All right. That's good to hear. We have Chicago Otaku saying, hello. Hello to you. Tuesday. Yay. And then some cool little emojis from our buddies here. How do you do that with the funny? I don't know. Ronald Reese says, whoopee silly fun time. Brad is so excited. Alex Cara says, fart. Appropriate comment. Hey, Noob's on time tonight. That's right. The Noob was here pre-show as well. And Chicago Otaku says, I can speak a little bit too. That's great. We're so happy you're all joining us tonight. We have an incredible guest this week. We're just going to bring him on and get to talking. And that's not to say we don't have a lot in the show. We also have the Laugh Cougars going to visit with us tonight. We're going to talk to president of the network, Louis Hirsch. But first, ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Mr. Stephen Tobolowsky. Hello there, sir.
Hello.
Oh, it's so cool to see you.
Noob, good to see you up there. Yes.
Mr. Tobolowsky, we could call you an actor, a writer, a podcaster. You do absolutely everything. What do you want to be known for most of all?
Oh, gosh. Well, I don't know. The serious answer is probably I enjoy writing more than anything else. So I enjoy the podcast stories and the books. But, it doesn't matter what I want to be known for. It's just a matter of what people know me for. And usually they know me for Groundhog Day. And the good thing about the pandemic is wearing the mask and going to senior hours at the grocery store. Nobody asked me to go Bing when I go to the grocery store anymore.
I would imagine that.
They would always say, can you just one Bing, please?
Oh, man. Stephen Tobolowsky, that's already I'm getting stingy-eyed. I'm going to say it's likely allergies, but it could just be your absolute presence is rocking my world. So
it could have similar symptoms, yeah.
We're not going to ask you to say Bing. I promise you that. Well, one of the people in the comments might. Here we have Ramona says the Who's the Boss episode of Community with Stephen guest starred in was one of my favorites. Did you have a good time on that show?
That was an amazing event because I just had open heart surgery. And open heart surgery, triple bypass, like 6 weeks before, I was still stapled together.
Wow.
And I get a letter from the people of Community, and they said, we heard what happened. We've written a show for you. If you can do it, can you come and do the show? And I was so moved because what you don't know when you're about to have a catastrophe like open heart surgery is the real terror that you're never going to work again. And those people at Community wrote that they didn't write the Who's the Boss show for me, but they wrote that role for me. My wife showed up with me. I'm having the blood pressure cuff, all the medicine. The director comes in before I start shooting and says, listen, if anything happens, if anything goes wrong, just say like, oh, I need to step out and clean my glasses. No one knows what's happened to you.
Wow.
But today is about you, and we're going to get this shot today. So the Community people, I love them forever.
That's a really good story, and that is incredibly kind. But that also has to say a lot about all the things you've done for the people involved in that show leading up to that moment, right? If they want to pay tribute to you like that, that says a lot about you.
It says something very much about the writers and the producers who heard about this, which I've kept on the down low, very much like being on this show. I've kept on the down low.
That's smart move. Very smart.
And it's taking that extraordinary step to do something for someone else completely unsolicited and unexpected that just takes your breath away.
That's great. That's such a cool story. Zimmer Brooks wants to know, have you read all those books?
I have read, now you're going to think this is really dopey. I have read so many of these books, and these are just a few of them, but I write in them too. But some of them are multiple copies of books that I really like, and then I give those to friends. So, you know.
That's a lost art, reading.
Yeah.
It's great that you do that. You know, we have, Alex mentions, as humans, we have little agency over how we're perceived, which is so true. And really, the more I research you, Stephen, you don't even know where to start. You've been a part of so many things. But you're absolutely right. There's the short little snippets that people want to pin you with, right?
Well, it's like you know, the comic book movies that are out now, all the, you know, the Batman, you know, all those comic books. You know, the key scene in all of those movies is the origin story, and those are usually the best parts of the movie too, the origin story. And I find that I look back at my life and the things people remember about me and everything. It's a series of origin stories that have been stitched together because I've started and stopped so many times in my life. So I've had the pleasure of having a dozen origin stories. So I'm lucky that way.
That is lucky. But again, maybe you don't want to hear, but also a testament to who you are and how you are, that you are allowed to have so many, so many origin stories like that. We have Goody71 says, I wouldn't tell anyone either if I was on this show. That's
yeah. My manager warned me, you know. So
yeah, we had Tom Arnold last week. We had the legendary George Wallace on the show. So, you are among, I think, the select few in the big world of Hollywood who say yes to things, which is admirable. And
you always say yes because you never know what's on the other side of that yes. You never know who you're gonna meet or what's going to happen. Once I said yes to doing this little movie they were going to pay me $500 to do this movie, and I said, well, sure, yes. I was doing nothing. Yes, yeah, I did the movie. My wife and I were producing and being a part of a play on the other side of Los Angeles. And it turns out the producer of this little movie had just finished doing that play, and they had the entire set. And they said, well, would you like the set for the play? And we said, sure. So by doing the movie, we got the free set. So you say yes whenever you can say yes to anything.
Oh, absolutely. I won't bore you with any of my story, but I did a similar thing, trying to pitch a stick figure cat drawing company, and that took me all sorts of interesting places. And look where we are right now, Mr. Tobolowsky.
Yes.
I have a question. We have a personality test that I would love to run you through.
Uh-oh.
Are you game? And then our esteemed character psychologist, the Laugh Cougars, going to analyze your responses to this quiz.
Okay. I'll say yes.
I love it. This is how this is going to work. I'm going to put two words on the screen. I'd love you to read them both and then tell us which one you cling to a little more, which one feels more you. Are you ready?
Yep. Nerd or jock? I cling to nerd.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know why. High or low? I cling to high.
Love it.
Voice or pen? Voice. They're always the
great.
first ones, huh?
Oh, well, that's funny.
Run or pass? I think run also.
Very interesting.
Very or not very? Not very. Mime or clown? Oh, I think mime.
Very cool. Now we're
such a weird word. Yeah.
It is a weird word. We're in the final stretch. I promise this is going to tell you so much about yourself. We're all going to learn so much.
Sea or port? Sea. Name or game? Game. Were or weren't? Weren't. Brand or generic? Brand. Desk or table? Desk. Dreamy or practical? Dreamy.
And the last one.
Fine wine or $2 chuck? Fine wine.
That's great. We're going to bring on the Laugh Cougar now. Laugh Cougar, tell us a little bit about Stephen Tobolowsky based on his responses.
Okay, I took copious notes here. First, it sounds like you're a yes man. Second, you don't seem like somebody that I would personally want to be associated with based on your answers. You're a real piece of work. Now I have a question. How many guitars do you own today, if you feel comfortable telling everyone?
It's a somewhat interesting question, is that I got rid of some of my guitars. So today, as of this moment, I own 1 acoustic and 2 electric.
Good grief. That's not enough.
Laugh Cougar, thank you for your analysis. Mr. Tobolowsky, but you have a history with the guitar and some pretty interesting stories.
I have, a history. There was a time I thought I was going to be a rock and roll player, not an actor. I wasn't any good, but my guitar is the guitar I bought when I worked for my uncle, age 13, 14, and 15, and it's a Martin guitar. And I've kept it my whole life. And I used that guitar playing in a rock and roll group. And I used it playing in my first job in Los Angeles, which was children's theater. If I didn't have that guitar, I wouldn't have had that job. And of course, our rock and roll group in Dallas, the pathetic group we had in Dallas where I played the bass, we recorded 2 songs, and Stevie Ray Vaughan played lead guitar on our 2 songs. He was 14 years of age. It's the first studio recording of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I still hold it.
We're holding. Oh, this is exciting. I'm going to bring back the Laugh Cougar, who is a guitar aficionado.
I cannot believe this. Now, this is just because we're here doing this. Here is the album. Laugh Cougar, here's the album.
A new high.
A new high. And ladies and gentlemen, it just so happened I opened not that album up, but somebody to show the picture that we have here. And here is Stevie Ray sitting there playing the guitar right there. And there I am, string bean, over here by the microphone. That's me there. Wow. Let me see. There's Bobby Foreman. He was the only person on our group that was actually good. And he ended up playing in New Christie Minstrels. But yeah, so there's a first studio recording of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Unbelievable.
That's pretty incredible. And again, what a lucky guy. Look what he said yes to.
Pretty lucky guy. Yeah, he said yes to that, met Stevie Ray Vaughan. And then years later on Great Balls of Fire, I'm an actor, and I work with Jimmy Vaughan. And Jimmy was in Fabulous Thunderbirds at the time, and Jimmy and I used to go out and drink all night. Yeah. And we go to Kiva recording studios and record our own songs, because Great Balls of Fire, we had kind of the run of Kiva recording studios where Eric Clapton did some of Layla. And we left one morning at dawn and went to a diner in Memphis, Tennessee, and there was Stevie Ray. And the 3 of us sat down together. I go, Stevie, it's me, Stephen Tobolowsky, Cast of Thousands. Remember, we played on it. And he says, don't do that here, man. We don't do that here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So you geeked out.
Well, that was one of my words, right? Geek.
That's right. Absolutely. We have Alex says that story is fucking amazing. She loves it. Rhea Levine says, hot damn. And Elizabeth notes you're a lot taller than she thought.
Yes, I'm part of the tall cast in Los Angeles. In Hollywood, they have the tall cast and the short cast. So when you need a short guy, let's say you have a Richard Dreyfuss or Dustin Hoffman as your star, you would get Wally Shawn to play the bald-headed glasses guy next to them. But if you have Chevy Chase or Bill Murray, those guys, are 6+ feet, then you need me as the bald guy with glasses to run into them.
I love that. So Wallace Shawn he's the short version of you for
Sometimes Wally is the short version of me, but also Wally is turned into, well, he didn't turn into, he's always been a magnificent writer. So, he's an incredible writer. So sometimes us bald guys with glasses, we gravitate toward writing.
Oh, that's good. I'm jealous of the bald guys with glasses. I have to ask you this. Were you on an episode of LA Law ever?
Yes, I was.
So, okay, this is a memory I have as a child. My parents would watch LA Law, and I would sit and watch. And I remember one scene. I don't remember all the details, but there was a series of bald-headed men with glasses revealing themselves as judges all next to each other. Were you one of those bald men with glasses?
No, I was on a very kind of noted LA Law. I played a doctor, an obstetrician, and the baby, I think, died on the operating table, and I'm being sued by the parents for malpractice.
Mm-hmm.
And I did this impassioned speech that people die in surgery. It's a dangerous thing, people die, which I thought about when I had my triple bypass and was doing community. But anyway, they ended up having a mistrial at a trial in Florida for a similar case because they said it's not one of the attorneys says it's not fair because there's just a case on LA Law on TV in which the doctor was so sympathetically portrayed. I don't think that the jury could be unbiased.
That's far less whimsical than the role I was remembering. But
no,
that's incredible. See, even outside of the shows you do, you etch your way into history.
Yeah, and it was on that show that David Milch was one of the writers. And on the LA Law's show, he was one of the writers on LA Law. And that is why a few years later, David Milch asked me if I'd be on Deadwood.
A very nice role. And Ronald asks, so you're always appearing in some minor role, just show up in anything. Is there a movie franchise that you would like to show up in that you have not been a part of yet?
Well, I would love to have superpowers and be, one of the Avengers or something like that. If I could just be the accountant, and I would have a skin tight outfit, and I'd have washboard abs, and I'd have an abacus near me, and I would find ways for them to afford all of their spacecraft and their weapons. We can move money from bank to bank, and I think we can make this work, Batman. We can make this work, Hawk. Just 1 second. Green Lantern, I've got something here for you.
Well, I'll tell you though, if you're going to be a member of the Avengers, you're not going to want to bring up Batman.
Oh no, they're not one of the Avengers.
No, he's like in a whole different world.
Oh, he's in a Justice League thing.
Yeah, see, you know your stuff. That's here I am correcting.
No, I don't know my stuff. With that,
magician says Alex could be your
math magician. That's math good.
That's great. And Kristen says, OMG, yes, call Marvel now. And
I'm on the horn.
Yeah, yes, that's like the way kids say like cool beans these days, if you're not up with the vernacular. Mr. Tobolowsky, I want to say everyone in the chat is loving the stories you tell. And I do want to point them to, if you enjoy them, there's 100 episodes of more of the same. The Tobolowsky Files, which is a podcast that wasn't always a podcast. Do you want to talk about the podcast and from whence it came?
Well, when I broke my neck in Iceland, riding on a horse on the side of an active volcano.
As one does, yes.
I did that.
I'm at home recovering, and this guy, David Chen, calls me from Harvard. He's a producer, and he heard about my storytelling. He said, would you like to do a podcast where you tell true Hollywood stories? And he figured, it would be a bunch of movie podcasts. He was a reviewer at that time for slashfilm.com, which is a very big movie website. So I said, sure, because I had a broken neck. There wasn't a lot I could do. I started doing these stories, and then my mother passed away. My mother died, and I went to Dallas, and I was there the last 24 hours of her life. And I wrote a story about my mother for our podcast. And I wrote David, I said, like, the next podcast has nothing to do with movies. And that one story, which is episode 4 of the Tobolowsky Files called The Alchemist, went all over the world. And David said, from now on, we're not doing a movie podcast. We're just doing a podcast of whatever stories you want to tell. So I tell true stories from my life, some movies, some about falling in love and out of love, some about children, some about, being held hostage at gunpoint in a grocery store. They're all true stories that happened to me, and most of them are funny.
I think it's the responsibility of people who live interesting lives to tell those stories. And I think it's great what you do. So how great that when cool things happen to someone who can then turn that experience into something other people can learn from and listen to. That's a real gift. So that's great. What I'll propose to you is, if you ever want to do a live stream with some of your stories and just talk to people in real time about these as well. I know there's people who want to listen to them, and we're all happy to help you out. So I'm sure you don't need us for that, but that's something I know I'd participate in and would be happy to help with this.
It could be fun.
That's right. Stephen, Mr. Tobolowsky, I appreciate your time. I don't want to steal any more of it, but we love that you came on the show, and allergies are insane right now. Do you suffer from seasonal allergies?
I do. But are you in Chicago?
I'm in Chicago, and we had the doors and windows open all day, and now the pollen is.
I went to the U of I for my graduate school in Champaign-Urbana, and man, it was brutal. So yeah. I sympathize. But here in LA, the only brutal time is the Santa Ana winds, which we're not having now.
Oh, that's good. Before we let you go, when we played this game where we had you say all these words,
yes.
Do you have any idea what we were getting at there?
No.
Okay, well, we'll send you a video after the show, and we captured some key syllables from you tonight that we will repurpose.
Oh, no.
So we got you, and we appreciate your participation in that.
Crazy.
But hey, so great to talk to you. What a wonderful person you are, and we really appreciate that you honor us with your time. So well, Stephen.
Thank you, Sasha, and Noob, thank you very much, and also Laugh Cougar, even though you were kind of rude to me.
He was.
I apologize. I loved you in Memento.
Oh, thank you. That's a good movie.
He's just randomly saying a movie, and he's lucky that you happen to be in it.
Were you in that film?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love that film.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Be well, Stephen.
See you later, guys.
See you later. Stephen Tobolowsky, what a phenomenal human being. And again, I mean it when I say, when people, I'm not crying. This is pollen. This is what it does to me. Nature kills me every spring. When people have exciting stories to tell, it's a real gift that they share them with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot more on the show, but next we have a musical guest. The lovely Taylor Farina is back on the show to sing her song, Baggage. We're going to bring her on right after 60 seconds of Sousaphone Stephanie riding a bicycle.
me. I'm reminded of the chances made, humiliation, wandering the place. Is this my revolution? Through my mind every day, I'll feel at ease with time. I know I'll win someday. Unpack these shattered remains, set them aside for good. Filled with regret that we ever met, would erase you if I could. Limbs feeling heavy, drop down to my knees. This baggage breaks me. Shine the triggers, quit being bitter. Only caution when they're seeing. My endeavor, seek someone better. That'll make me feel clean. Unpack these shattered remains, set them aside for good. Filled with regret that we ever met, would erase you if I could. Limbs feeling heavy, drop down to my knees. This baggage breaks me.
Taylor Farina, phenomenal. Thank you for singing for us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we had lots of comments coming in the whole time. I love her glasses. They really frame her face. And
Thank you.
we had comments about your haircut as well. Always supporting a phenomenal haircut. But everybody loves the music. Taylor Farina, people can listen to more of your music on your Instagram page at taylor.farina.
Yes.
And that's great. Thank you for sharing some time with us. We hope all is well in your world. Be well,
Thanks.
Taylor. Taylor Farina with music on the ukulele, her song Baggage. Laugh Cougar, what'd you think, buddy?
I'll tell you, what a beautiful song. I feel like I'm sad it's over. I feel like I just stepped off an elevator from heaven right back into my shit life.
It's, oh boy. Oh boy. Very nice and good job digging those minor chords. Brad wants to know if she has a favorite trilobite, but you know what? We just missed her. We'll have to ask her next time. So much to do. You know, some shows are all about the fart jokes, and some shows I love this sincere stories and good times and good music. I did have a game for Mr. Tobolowsky as well, but I didn't play it with him. I just wanted to listen to him. But hey, I'm going to put a URL on the bottom of the screen. And if someone wants to play the game tonight, you just go to this URL and we'll bring you on at some point of the show, and you'll get to play the game. And if nobody comes on, we'll have one of our contest players play the game as well. Left Cougar seems very grumpy tonight. I hope he's okay. How's it going, Left Cougar? You doing well?
It's going great. Top of the pops. I apologize for being rude, but you know what? When Mr. Tobolowsky said he writes in all those books, I hate it when people write in books. It's all I can concentrate on. It's very distracting. I feel like I should pay more attention to what they're talking about than what the author's talking about.
Left Cougar, it's cool to have feelings, buddy. Nobody's shooting you down. And I'm glad you share with us. It's okay to be grumpy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to hopefully give away $50,000 tonight and rescue the noob's mother. But before we get to that,
It's almost 2 o'clock. Time for my favorite television program.
Lola! Somebody put a big inflatable rat In the kitchen.
I did that. I'm on strike from cooking.
Well, what am I supposed to?
A new hit TV spin-off is about to begin.
Foxtrot. Foxtrot. Foxtrot.
Foxtrot is filmed before a live studio audience.
Vamos a la playa, señor de la leche. El burro sabe más que tú.
That show should be on a different channel.
What channel?
Channel Never.
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot, weekdays at 2 p.m.
Women are from Mars.
Say good night to the bad guy.
And
Foxtrot.
is a mid-season replacement. Check your local listings.
Foxtrot, mornings at 6 a.m.
Penis.
Fox Chop, mid-season replacement. President of the network, Louis Hirsch. I hope that's not a mid-season replacement for Talkin Funny.
Just what I was going to talk about.
Uh-oh.
You know, we're thinking about maybe putting in a mid-season replacement because you guys ain't making it in the ratings.
Well, we have Brendan says, I hope President Hirsch and I are back on good terms. I appreciate he's listening to the fans.
Always. I always listen to the fans.
Well, looks like the fans
There
are saying
aren't a whole lot of fans to listen to them.
they want Fox Chop.
Fox Chop would be a great show. I always wondered, Sasha, you know, how it is running a show where everybody else is more talented than you are.
It's humbling every time. Really, it is. You know, it makes me, when I watch myself doing the show in real time, I think, what are new ways that I can shut up and let other people shine? So
that's the goal. That is the goal.
Absolutely.
I think that the ratings would skyrocket.
I bet they would. I tell you, the best ratings we had was when my internet went out, and it was just the noob for 20 minutes making faces.
Oh, you're right. That was my favorite show too.
Absolutely.
Noob, we love you.
It's a lot to chew on. Watch out for the noob chop. It's Ronald Reese. And Knob likes the Fox Chop. Absolutely. It does.
But I'll tell you, Sasha, you know, keep guests like tonight's talented people, keep them coming up.
Oh, we've got some
probably let you
amazing
go a
guests
few
coming
more
up.
weeks.
Yeah. I'll put them on. I'll turn my camera off. They'll be fun. President Hirsch, I got to keep this train rolling. We got a lot of stuff to do, but we appreciate you dropping in. All right, we'll talk soon. Fox Chop. That's good. I like
Fox Chop.
It's fun. It's fun to say, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out. We have two people going to try to win $50,000. The first person couldn't make it tonight, and so I'll just tell them we won't even watch the video. They didn't win the $50,000. Their guess, for those of you who are keeping track, though, was 0701, and it is not a winner. But let's bring on Diana. Diana, how are you?
Well, I'm excellent, Sasha. How are you?
Oh, we're doing swell. Fox Chop.
Fox Chop.
Yeah. Do you remember the number you guessed on the safe?
Well, I sure do. Just a couple of days ago was the 42nd anniversary of Two Boy Army's seminal album Replicas, which was released in 1979.
That's great. I hope that wins $50,000 for you and rescues the noob's mom. So let's see, Diana. Let's keep those fingers crossed. So who is this band? Two Boy. What kind of music do they do? Oh, they can't hear you. That's okay. We got our fingers crossed for the safe. Whoops. Diana, that's sad. I thought you hated it.
The top 10 saddest moments of my life, honestly.
Hey, we made it into the top 10. Well, we're going to turn that around with a little happy. Oh, Barbara says it's Diana in Fox Chop.
You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
That's absolutely right. She's gother than me, says Ree. I don't know if gother is a word. I think we'd say more goth.
I'm not a Visigoth. I think I'm a bit young for that.
Absolutely, way too young to be a Visigoth. Hey, but guess what? The happy news is you get to play the game because nobody else brave to do it. Do you want to play the game?
Let's do it.
All right. So this game is called Ed's the Hero at Snake Allergy Camp. So all these children are at Snake Allergy Camp, a special camp for people who are allergic to snakes. There was a snake there. And luckily, one of the campers caught and killed the snake before it could make everyone allergic. So we got to find him to give him a high five. Which cabin do you want to look in first?
Let's go with cabin 1.
There you go. Nope. That's not Ed, the hero at Snake Allergy Camp. Where are we looking next?
I'm going to say cabin 6, Sasha.
Nope.
Nice shoes.
Yeah, it does have cool kicks.
Yeah, I like green. Let's do cabin number 3.
Cabin number 3. Who do we got?
Oh.
That's this pretty little girl.
Suddenly, I feel like my neck is too short.
Where are we going next?
Cabin number 4, please.
Cabin number 4. Nope, just this fella. It could be an Ed, but he's not the Ed who is the hero at Snake Allergy Camp. We have 2 cabins left, Diana. Where are you going to look?
I'm going to go with cabin number 5.
Cabin number 5. You did it! You found Ed. Look, he has the dead snake and everything. And then there's this guy. Who's not the hero at camp. Maybe for other reasons he's the hero.
I mean, that's a heroic tongue. It's probably not family friendly what that can do, but that's
no, absolutely not. Look at this. Goth Chop. Where do I audition? Says Ree.
We don't have to compete. It's, it's the 2020s. Instead of women competing for things, we should just stand together and goth chop.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ronald wants to know if Noob and Diana can just throw chops at each other. I love it. Diana, thank you for playing with us tonight.
Thank you so much, Sasha. It's always a pleasure.
Always great to see you. Take care, Diana. Oh, my eyes. Look at this. I swear the pollen it's like, this is why I litter. Because if nature tries to kill me once a year, you know what? Fuck nature. I'm going to throw my stuff all over the ground. Oh, boy. Goth Chop the Patriarchy, says Matt DeMarco. And I could not agree more. Shout out to everyone chopping along at home. Oh boy. What? Slap Chop is the thing. We had Goth Chop. What was the one on the show now? I can't even remember.
Fox Chop.
Fox Chop. Thank you. All these different chops. Pork chops.
Boy, Diane is a terrible guesser, but she's the gothest, man.
She's the most goth, I believe is the right way to say it. Okay, what else? Ladies and gentlemen, we have some real fun tonight. We're going to bring Carol on in a minute to answer your questions about love and life, or about anything. It doesn't even have to be about love. It could be about just the world. Also, I want to say this is a big night for us tonight. This is our 44th show, and that by number is meaningless, but this is the full cycle. We went a year. Talkin Funny was a TV show for real, like 15 years ago. We used to do this on cable access. We took many, many years off, and then due to the pandemic and the advent of new technology, brought this sucker back. It's been a full freaking year. We've done a full freaking year. Our first show was April 13th last year. Our next show is going to be, or it was April 14th, and now we'll be on the, anyway. So it's almost a year.
Not a year at all.
Not quite a year. But you know what I mean. It's been like we've done a whole year's worth of this I should be saying this next week.
You don't celebrate. Yeah, you don't celebrate before the day. So
that's a good point. Obama was 44. Good point. That's why I bring it up this week and not next week.
John Riggins.
It's been a fucking year of this. 44th show. 45 is generally the worst possible anything. Happy anniversary. Love you guys. Fucking funny. It's been such a... And I wasn't fishing for the compliments. I really wasn't. I just wanted to chastise you all for encouraging.
You just wanted you wanted to let everybody know it's been 51 whole weeks.
That's right. 51 whole weeks. That's an important milestone. All right. So here's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be visited by one of my favorite people. Who could it be?
She's a perfect 10 at 62. Carol's here to counsel you. Hey, ask her now for some advice. I bet you won't ask her twice. Oh, Carol fixes your life.
Carol.
Hey, how are ya?
Hey, we're good. How are you?
Good. I was just jamming to my own theme song. I love it so much.
Who gets a chance to do that? What a joy. How have you been, Carol?
What?
How have you been?
Oh, I've been a little gassy. I've been backed up for a couple days. So I went down to the gas station. I got the local box of the Pruins, and I just been pounding them left and right.
That's a good way to pound them. Ronald wants to know if Carol will chop with the noob. Hey, Left Cougar, can you chop?
Yeah, I'm chopping. Yeah, let me see. Chop.
Come on, buddy. We didn't pay tens of thousands of dollars for the sophisticated computer animation. There you go. You got
Cougar chop.
Did it.
Let's see that cougar chop one more time, buddy.
Cougar chop.
Give me a cougar chop.
Cougar chop.
All right, cougar chop.
There we go.
Carol, we got people need your advice. Zimmer Brooks, I've been watching an internet talk show for 51 weeks. Where did I go wrong in life?
Zimmer Brooks, I understand what you think, that you may have made a mistake, but think about all the joy that you've brought to Sasha, the noob, the cougar. You know, you watching the show has built up their own self-esteem a little bit.
I would think he's doing it out of obligation because he might run into me again and have to talk about it.
Fair. All right. All right.
Oh, boy. Go Pruins.
The Pruins.
Prune chop.
Prune chop.
Barbara says, I can't find the 44 Triple H Bray. What would you suggest I use?
Oh, girlfriend, you got to get yourself some bunt pans. Just tie them together with some twine, and just walk around with some metal spoons going rat-a-tat-tat-tat on the titties.
Butt pants is perfect because there's this spot for the nipple.
It's perfect, yeah.
And
especially like if you're older like me and your nipples have kind of triangulated, they'll fit in. They'll fit in real nice.
I'm surprised they don't market them for that additional purpose. That's a good answer.
It's your next invention, Sasha.
Good chop. Roger says, Carol, my asshole hurts. Why?
Well, if you've been eating the Pruins, it sounds like you're a little cheap and you're buying that shitty 1-ply toilet paper. If you go and you get the 2-ply toilet paper, you can wipe your asshole for days.
Oh, boy. Barbara thinks she's been using a windsock.
Okay,
me too,
good,
Barbara. Me too.
Yeah, good job.
Carol, tubular breasticles.
Tubular breasticles sounds like the name of the next Keanu Reeves movie.
Or Christmas song.
Oh, yeah.
One or the other. Oh, Noob, I got you muted because the robot noise came back. Let's try that. Give us that whistle. Worth it. It was worth it. Carol, how many guitars owned by one person is too many guitars?
Well, are they for show or are you playing them? I mean, if you're playing them, you know, like I collect rocks and I like different rocks for different reasons. You can have different guitars for different reasons. It's all right. But if you're not playing them and they're just taking up space, Throw them in the trash.
There you go. I thought they were soft pedaling with the first half of that. Like, come on, this is like Dear Abby. Where's Carol's advice?
You're right. I'm sorry. Throw them out, you motherfucker.
There we go. Boy, Matt mentions if Betty from the Bunspiel party had a bunt pen, she wouldn't have been kicked out of the curling alley. It's an old reference. The curling alley, Matt DeMarco. We have Olympic gold medalist curlers who watch this show like once in a while. You can't say the curling alley or they're going to stop watching. So just a heads up there. And then, Elizabeth says maybe Banjo needs a bunt pen. Oh, that's everybody has a reference from the one show we had a long time ago. Carol, big holiday coming up for you, yes?
Which one? Which holiday?
As I said that, I remembered that we just passed a couple of holidays. So Easter, Passover, how were those?
Yep, those are done. They're fine. I spent the night at home eating Raisin Bran just by myself. The curlatorium. That's what I call my clitoris, the curlatorium.
It's called the curleria.
The curleria.
Yeah, it's several meanings, actually. Oh boy, Carol's eyes tonight are a springtime sky.
Oh, I think it's my new summertime shirt I brought out. It's reminiscent of Jane Fonda and the show where they make the vibrators. Carol, favorite Stephen Tobolowsky. It's a secret, you guys. I do not own a television. I have never seen one of his movies, but I think he's very handsome, and I do have to say I wanted to rub his bald head.
You can't tell me you didn't watch L.A. Law back in the day, Carol.
You know what? That I probably did, but I was probably very intoxicated. But who doesn't love a good, the good thing from the that one movie where he was in, he says that one famous line. That was my favorite.
Godfather.
No, chop me.
Fox chop.
Oh boy, Carol, I gotta send you away. We gotta wrap this show up.
Peace out.
Peace out, Carol. Love to see you. Carol, please move in with us, says Alex. I think she's looking. So we'll connect you. Oh, these are great questions. Carol, what did you learn from your 23andMe profile? Carol, we're going to save those questions for next week. You have you're champing at the bit on that one. Save it. I got to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, and next week is April 13th. It is our 45th episode. And this is exciting for me. Again, that's how I book the guests. People, this is exciting for me. If you watch the show Hell's Kitchen, we don't have Gordon Ramsay on the show, but we have Hell's Kitchen All-Star Chef Ashley Nickel is coming on the show. She was in season 15, where she was third place, and then again in season 17, which was Hell's Kitchen All-Stars, and then she was like 15th place. But she responded to my Twitter, to my tweet, and I'm such a fan. I've been binge watching Hell's Kitchen and trying to cook like those people. All pandemic, so it'll be exciting for me to have a Hell's Kitchen chef on the show to learn a little bit about reality television and what is real and pretend. Also, musical guest Ashley Lyson. So it is the night of the Ashleys. We got two Ashleys on the show. Can she make a sandwich? Says Zimmer Brooks. Chef Fox Chop. That's right. Alex says, huh. She looks like she could do a fox chop. She sure as hell better chop. And hell yeah. This is going to be, I promise you, probably one of the most interesting interviews we've ever had on the show. Talking with Ashley about Hell's Kitchen and the aftermath and what it's like to be on a show like that. So, going to be a lot of fun. Again, this, we've done this. Well, I'll skip all the emotional 1 year bullshit for when my allergies are really bad next week. I had fun. Laugh Cougar, you have a good time?
I had the best time I've ever had.
Yeah. Noob, you good? Did I miss anything? Did I skip a part?
Let me look at the people backstage. No, we're good.
Okay. Good night, everybody. We'll see you in a week.
Oh boy, am I glad that show's over. I'm fitting to chuck a thick dump in the pot.